Hey guys, welcome back to MCubed. Of course, I am Schmook, and we're here talking about She-Hulk episode 6. Let's just get right into it, shall we? You know the MCubed-Grade at this point, we go over like all the fine lines and everything about the show as a whole and like what makes it unique. So let's talk first about the production design for episode 6, Just Jen. So now, like after that tease, everyone's like, oh my god, Daredevil's coming in. So that automatically is gonna probably take off a few points, like in the overall like grade, right? But I really like this episode, right? It felt like a good, like just sitcom-y episode. Like again, I love like a good sitcom, like a How I Met Your Mother, a Seinfeld, Friends, the list goes on, of course, right? This one felt like it's like, oh, we can step aside from the superhero stuff and just like Jen's like, listen, I'm just gonna be Jen today. I'm just gonna go to a wedding for my friend I haven't seen in a while. I don't really like that much. Again, we can get into the production design. So with production design, we're gonna talk about how she goes off to this wedding. It's like, okay, I like this venue. I thought it looked fine. I like her under this gazebo talking to this man that she just meets at this wedding. And I'm like, okay. I actually like the production design in this episode. So we're gonna give this a 6 out of 10. Big fan. All right, so after production design, we're gonna go over the score and soundtrack. Again, it's nothing too special, It's just average. Like, again, I don't feel this way until I hear the Daredevil theme and certain themes throughout. But like in this one particularly, it's just like, oh, it's fine. Like, it's nothing crazy. It's just what we've heard basically the whole time. You hear some good stuff at this wedding, but it's like, again, average. So I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. Next up, we have sound. Again, same situation, same deal. It's just average. Like, it's what I've said in almost every episode. It's just like, oh, it's fine. Like, I like the fight between Tatiana and She-Hulk at the wedding. So that has some good sound effects, so I'll give that actually a 6 out of 10, so the original average. Because I think it's the fighting scene's really good in this episode. Actually, I really enjoyed the fight between Jen and Tatiana, right? Maybe correct me, but yeah, I like the fight between her and her main antagonist. 6 out of 10. All right, so next up we have the editing. I actually really like the editing in this episode quite a bit. I'm just gonna go out and say it's a 7 out of 10 for me. I like when Jen's just like, all right, screw it, I'm getting drunk because I don't like being here. I don't like these people. And then she starts pounding the booze, meets this guy. I don't know, I just like how it cuts between like her just boozing and just she's dancing, like I'm gonna vibe in at this party. It's just Jen. She meets this guy. And I think it's pretty cool. So I enjoy how the editing like shows off her just getting fucking demolished, So I think I love that idea. So yeah, I'll give the editing for sure a 7 out of 10. All right, special effects, I think they were pretty good in this episode. I actually think She-Hulk looked really good since she wasn't in it that much. It's only with her in that fight. I thought the action sequence looked good. I might give this one actually an 8 out of 10. I think it's definitely better than it's been the whole way of the show, in my opinion. I think she looks actually perfect in the episode of Daredevil and the last episode. I think that's where the CGI actually starts to look good. Still like a little in this episode, but I think it's a far better improvement than what it was. We're gonna say it's an 8 out of 10 for sure. Now we have the cinematography. Again, I think it's pretty decent in this episode. Like again, I like the shots of Jen talking to this guy. I wish I can remember his name, but it's just this guy who's like totally into this girl, and like she's just like a little drunk, but she's like starting to calm down a bit. And like they're just laughing, they're vibing with each other. And it's like, it's good cinematography during these scenes. I'm like, oh, it's like I'm watching some love story, and I dig that. I dig that kind of stuff. And then of course the fight sequences, like they're shot really well. So yeah, big fan. I'm gonna say an 8 out of 10. All right, of course casting, we don't have to go into it too much. I think it's really good. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 because of course I think I enjoy Jen always. I enjoyed honestly her new like old friend from like high school, I believe, and like she was just a kind of a bitch to Jen, but then like she's like, oh, She-Hulk's here, yeah. So it's like, okay, so it's kind of funny. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I don't think it was anything too special. You get introduced to this one guy who seems like a sweet guy. But yeah, I was a fan. I was a fan of the casting. So an 8 out of 10. Okay, yeah, acting. I'm just gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I really liked all the characters in it. And of course, I think Jen I think she's perfect. I think she's one of my favorite characters in the MCU. I love the actress. She made me fall in love with this character who I've always enjoyed. But I love her version of this character. I think she's quirky, she's smart, she's fun. She's like one of us in my eyes, but she's just a lawyer. But she doesn't want to be a superhero, so that's what makes it feel so real to me. So yeah, the casting's always 10 out of 10 for me, or the acting's always 10 out of 10 for me for the purpose of Jen alone. Like I love her, so like I'll always give her a 10 out of 10. Next up we have writing. Again, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was quite good. I just like the idea of just like, listen, we're not gonna do too much superheroes business. I just want to go to this wedding, just be Jen for the day, You know, I wouldn't mind showing up hot as shit in my She-Hulk like outfit, but like my friend doesn't want me to be She-Hulk, I guess, so I like that idea. And then of course Jen meets this guy, it's just Jen, so she's like, oh, this could be a real thing. He's vibing with me quite a bit. Oh my. And then of course you have a fight, and then the end of the episode. So again, I like the writing a lot in this one, so I think I'll give it actually like I might give it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was a pretty solid episode overall. So yeah, recommend that for sure. And finally, you know, this is gonna be what I say every episode. The direction, I think is fine. I think it's fine. I think I'm just gonna give it a 5 out of 10. I say this at the end of every episode. I think again with TV shows, I think it's different to capture that director's tonality, because like it's every episode feels the same, you know. So it's like it's not bad. It's just the same over and over for the most part, like tonally. It changes a bit towards the last few episodes. I might change it up for episodes 8 and 9, but overall, like through the most part of the show, it just feels the same, and that's how it is. You know, that's why I like kind of switching up directors with a show to give you like a different feel and a vibe. But it depends on the show, of course. So again, 5 out of 10. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, my calculations are correct. We will give this episode a 71%. Big fan. Maybe it could be a little bit better than that 71%, but again, there's just, I don't think it's a fantastic show. Like there's only like one episode that'll probably be, maybe 2. I like the finale. I don't love the finale. But I think no matter what, the Daredevil episode is going to be the only one, in my opinion, that's going to be over like 80% no matter what. But again, I enjoy this episode quite a bit. I think it's easily one of the better episodes within the show. But yeah, I guarantee, I definitely recommend watching this one for sure. And again, I recommend the show in general. I think it's fun, but it's not like Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad. It's not going to be like one of these best shows of all time. And like none of these Disney Plus shows has been that. But again, this is a very enjoyable episode. It's nice to just lay back and just like get to know this character of Jed a bit more. But yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. Watch out for episode 7 coming in the near future, and I will catch y'all very soon.